Now, well, Jesus was not a spirit, so was Jesus a man? And by man, I'm saying and wanting to certify that Jesus was not perfect man and perfect God, dual nature, but only man. Only man. Perfect man, only man. Mortal, fallible human being. And in John chapter 8, verse 40, we have this unique verse there from the mouth of Jesus where he uses this term the only time for himself in the whole of the New Testament. He says there in John chapter 8, verse 40, "But now ye seek to kill me, a man that hath told you the truth, which I heard from God." The Greek word used there is anthropos. Anthropos, where you get the term anthropology, the study of man. That term means mortal human being, fallible mortal human being. And it distinguishes man from deity, from divine, on the one hand, and it distinguishes man from animal on the other hand, and that's forever and evermore. So whoever has that term, anthropos, can never ever be God. Now, Peter used this term for himself in Acts chapter 10, verse 25 and 26. And as Peter was coming in, Cornelius met him, fell down at his feet to worship him, but Peter took him up, saying, "Stand up, I myself am also anthropos. I am also a man. I have no dual nature. I'm not perfect man and perfect God." So whatever Peter was, Jesus was the same thing. Here, clearly from the mouth of Jesus, he rejects any idea of his deity. And also, we see that Peter used the same word again that Jesus, peace be upon him, used for himself when he allegedly denied Jesus. In Matthew chapter 26, verse 72, when he was asked concerning Jesus whether he knew this individual or not, and again Peter denied with an oath and said, "I do not know the man." Using the same word that Jesus used for himself, unique in the New Testament, only time he used that word for himself, anthropos, he says, "I do not know the anthropos," that same man, that mortal human being who cannot be divine because of that word and cannot be animal because of that word. You and I, everyone in here, is that word. We cannot escape that nature. So therefore, Jesus is a man. Is God a man? In Numbers chapter 23, verse 19, God is not a man that he should lie, neither the son of man that he should repent. In Hosea chapter 11, verse 9, "I will not execute the fierceness of mine anger. I will not return to destroy Ephraim, for I am God and not man." God is not man, and man is not God. Mark chapter 12, verse 29 through 23. Something unique in the Old and New Testament, something known as the Shema, which the house of Judaism is built on. It's the fundamental bedrock of their belief, of their faith. And Jesus adopted this as his own foundation for his belief. There, someone came to Jesus, heard him reasoning in the marketplace perhaps, and asked the master, "What is the greatest commandment of all?" What is the greatest commandment? If that we only had one, that would suffice. Jesus there, not thinking of something new and novel for himself to quote, but quoted the Shema from Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 4, "Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one." Now, again, like anthropos, this term Shema, or this concept of Shema, and this term used there, Echad, means that it negates any idea of Trinity. Now, just pardon me for a second. I have a piece of Jewish literature, and it goes to speak about the Shema. It says that the Shema, after talking about what it affirms, what it negates. The Shema negates belief in the Trinity. In the same way the Shema excludes the Trinity of the Christian creed as a violation of the unity of God. Trinitarianism has at many times been indistinguishable from tritheism, meaning the belief in three gods. It says, Judaism recognizes no intermediary between God and man and declares that prayer should be dedicated to God alone. So this Trinity is indistinguishable from tritheism. It's borderline on tritheism, and we can see why that is. Because if you believe that God is one, yet he has three persons. Well, in the Bible it says that during the time that Jesus was being baptized, that there was a voice coming from heaven. So we just assume that that's God in heaven. Perfect God. He's perfect God in heaven. Yet in between heaven and earth, the Holy Ghost, according to Luke, is descending in bodily shape. That means the Holy Ghost is incarnate in bodily shape. And Jesus now, as Dr. White said, according to Colossians, is the fullness of Godhead bodily, so he's incarnated also. So we have two incarnations of God in bodily shape right now, at that time, visible, and God himself in heaven speaking. So therefore, that's three separate and distinct gods in three separate and distinct places at the same time. That is tritheism. So this is why that concept of Trinity is very dangerous concept. And so that Jesus, when he quoted that Shema, he negated that whole idea of Trinity. A word that's never used in the Bible, something that Jesus himself never taught.